This is how my pond works. You're looking at one of my bogs. There's actually two there. Down below the wall of rocks there, you can see some grasses that are being lit up by the sun right next to that tree stump on the left side of the picture in the red lace maple. There's a lower bog there, and then the waterfall itself is coming from a second bog. Water then comes down through a stream all in this area, and it dumps into a upper pond. The upper pond has two waterfalls, one on the left there, and then there's a second one that comes into this log, and the water splits. It comes out of that notch you see in the front there, and then it also comes out the very end of the log, and it comes over the rocks. It dumps then into the pond, where I have two main drains and two return jets. The bottom drains go into the garage, where I have a 12,000 gallon an hour pump. So it goes first to a strainer basket, just like a swimming pool, on the pump, just to take out the heavy leaves or anything that got sucked in, and then it splits off and goes to the bog that I showed at the beginning of the video up top, or it goes to a bead filter. Now, for my skimmer, I no longer have a skimmer. I have an intake bed right there. You can see the one flat rock right there. That's actually my weir. I can adjust how shallow that area is going to be. The water itself right there is about 1.5 to 2 feet deep. But I made a wall so that from the rock over there to the rocks over here, there's a wall in between there, so I can adjust the flow. You'll see some of the debris getting pulled in there very slowly. There's not a lot going on right now. I don't have my return jets pushing over this way, and I don't have a lot of water being pulled into the intake bay. But the intake bay itself is this whole area, starting from here all the way to the end there. In the fall, as you see, I got some pretty big trees overhead. The intake bay collects all the leaves for me in this area. I don't have to worry about the strainer baskets and the skimmers getting clogged up and having to empty into them every hour. This holds a lot of leaves, and if the leaves get so dense in here, they just start sinking. You can see down the bottom here, instead of having a larger gravel in here and a pump vault, this area, any debris is allowed to settle in this area if I don't pull it out right away. But then I have my negative edge. There's only about 2,000 gallons an hour going over this right now. And that's just the water from my, this area here is all my 3,000 gallon cistern. So there's only 2,000 gallons an hour coming over that negative edge right now. But if you look, you can see this little bit of an edge right there. I'll take a net on a pole, I'll stick it underneath on that shelf, and the water will dump all the leads right into it, or the helicopters, or the pods in the spring, or whatever it might be. And I just walk by every so often. We can't see this fall from the patio area. I just got done cleaning this out, as a matter of fact. This is similar to the pump vault. You can see I have an aqua block right there, and that is just filtering anything heavy that might go over the edge from getting into the pump. It would go to the strainer basket itself, so it's not a problem, but most of it has been caught by that large intake bag. Not a lot gets into this area. So that, in a nutshell, is the overall design. Once the water goes into the cistern itself has a 2,000 gallon an hour pump, which is the flow, that pushes up to this area, the lower bog. The upper bog is all this area up here. So it just makes a giant loop, just keeps going back and forth all the way around. And it works very, very well.